Hey guys, Mike from Pattern Traders. Excuse me. I want to take a few minutes and talk to you guys about the TMA bands. If you didn't watch the other videos, I highly recommend you go watch the liquidity before you watch this, so you get an idea of how I use them. I use them together in sync with each other to be able to do proper setups, trade setups, and whatnot. All right, let's get back to it. So, regarding the TMA bands, my favorite time frames for the signals, the buys and sells, is my 1 hour, 4 hour for my intra trading. When I intraday trade, I look at the 1 hour and the 4 hour. If I scalp, I look at the 30-minute and the 15-minute. My 15-minute gives me as close as I can to my entries, and then my 30-minute with my 45-minute gives me my confirmation that the 15-minute entry is legit, right? So why do I use the 45-minute? Because it is 3 15-minute candles. I could do the 1 hour, but that's a fourth candle. That's an additional candle. That's 4 candles. I mean, you could do it, but chances are you might have a little bit worse of an entry, rather, Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's what I do. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you how I play it. So, back to the TMA bands, how I use them. Red zone is strictly for shorts. Green zone, strictly for longs. I do not advise you longing anywhere up here. I don't care if this gave us a 0.7% move, which could have been roughly about 7% if you used leverage, right? It doesn't matter to me. If you start punting longs in this area, where's your ceiling? Why would you punt a long here, right? So the way the TMA band should be used is ceiling, floor, equilibrium. This is your equilibrium, orange. Anything in between is equilibrium. I will tell you how the settings look. Yeah, I turn it off. Right, so I have my top zone, bottom zone, and I keep this off. I like it to be empty in the middle. Orange line is the equilibrium. It will act like support and resistance. Usually, if you are above it and consolidating, you probably are most likely going to go tap the red zone. If you are touching it, well, that's a bad example. But if you're at the bottom of it and you see a wick like this, you know that you're probably going to go back down. Now, are you going to go retest the green zone? Who knows? But more than likely it's going to go back down. Look at this perspective over here, guys. I have allergies. Please excuse me. It's still bad. It's allergy season for me. We've been consolidating, so we broke above it, 1 candle, 1, 2, 3 1 hour candles above the equilibrium. Chances are that more likely than not, it's probably going to attempt to poke back up if we don't dump before New York close, which is in 2 hours, right? Now, you can't just assume that we're going to dump or pump based on where we are on the TMA bands, but it's a strategy, right? So I'll tell you how I scalp with it. I have a 15-minute sell signal on my TMA bands in the red zone. All right, cool. Let me look at my oscillators. We are exhausted. We're exhausted. RSX has crossed rejection. RSX has crossed and retested it. This looks like a decent short over here, right? Put your stop loss above the wick. And the only thing that I'm going to tell you when it comes to scalping is that when you take setups at the red zone, you want to take at least 60 to 70% off, if not 50% off at the equilibrium, and leave the rest with stops out break even to target the green zone. If you're playing the scalps, if you're playing at the 1 hour or the 4 hour, they're bigger trades. Like for example, when I punted the long here, and the reason why I punted the long here, so I have my buy signal here, right? Yeah, I did scalp this up, but we all know that those of you who have been following me and have been learning that the Stoke does an over-under more likely than not, right? It does an under-over more likely than not, right? It goes under, then it goes in a retest, and then it dies, right? So when it does its over-under, this is your real buy signal, right? This is your scalp signal, which is this over here, which means that, hey, we got exhausted. We have exhausted, and we're going to cross up. We have exhaustion, and we crossed up. But this is your buy signal right here. Above the signal line. You want the signal line to be above you. And I'm going to repeat this in every single video I do so that you guys could drill it. You could drill it in your heads. You want the signal line, which is the purple line, to be under you. And you want the Stoke line, which is this line, which is green and gray, to be above you. And you punt your long. So when I punted this long, I took majority off over here. And then I kept the other 30% for the red zone. And it hit perfect. And then I shorted. I didn't short the wick, but I did short this candle over here. Those of you that are in the Discord pretty much saw that happened live. Okay, so what do I mean by this, right? When you get a sell signal at the top of the red zone, or whether, forget about the sell signal. Say you don't get a sell signal. Let's just talk about it. Say if you don't have buys and sells. Say you get this, which is an exhaustion under the signal line, and you're over here. This is how you're going to do your proper setup. Wherever you want to enter, put your stop loss wherever you want, right? Usually it's above the wick, right? And target the equilibrium. That's it. And then do a second one for the other 30% and target the green. Now, take it a step further. Throw your liquidity levels. Now you know that you have a 25, X long down here. It's an easy target, right? And you could also target the 100X long over here. So the strategy that we put together, I know there's a lot of indicators, but every single indicator works together. So when we were developing these strategies and when we were developing these indicators, they were done for sole purpose of giving you a visual of where we could reject, where we could support, where we could bounce, and most importantly, where the trend has a probability of reversing or not, right? So I'm going to repeat this one more time. On the 1 hour, if you happen to get a short signal at the top of the red, you take that, put your stop loss wherever you want. Don't take things blind. Look at your oscillators. Are they exhausted? Yes. Yes. Is there an over-under? No. So it's not a full risk on trade. Do half risk. Unless you don't care, right? I do half risk. I honestly missed this short. Mr. Bird in the actual Discord caught it to the T because of the 12-hour. Great setup, by the way. But I didn't enter over here. I entered over here. So I didn't catch the top. But I mean, I still made money. I went full size. The minute you see that you have a short signal here and the stock broke the gray, the zone, the neutral zone, this gray's neutral zone, you know you're going down, man. You know you're going down. Above the gray, you're bullish. Below the gray, you're bearish. That's why over here, there's only two options. Either this thing is going to roll over and use this as support and go back up, or this is going to roll over and by the time this catches it, it's going to be under the gray. And it's going to be a significant dump. There is no in between here, right? Because the stoke is way too far away. There's too much of a gap. You don't want to see gaps like this, right? All right, so technically speaking, we're still in a buy zone. The reason why I say that is because we've come from a bottom. We have not exhausted yet. I want to see this over here to be able to say, hey guys, we pretty much topped on the 1 hour, which means the 1 hour still has more room to go. That's why I tell you guys, be careful in shorts. Even though shorting is the right, shorting is, let me correct this. On a macro perspective, shorting is good right now because we're coming off a top. But on an intro perspective, like micro perspective, be careful. The 1 hour still has room to go up, right? Even though we're going to reject a little bit over here, it doesn't mean that we're going to bounce, right? So be careful. Anyway, scalping. When you take setups, we got a long signal here. Say you took it. Say everything looks good, right? You take this. Green zone, buy signal, target your equilibrium. Take 50% off there. I don't know, 50%, or you want to take 70%, take 20%. Take something off of the equilibrium. Then put the rest in break even, target red. Now, most importantly, you want to always look at where your 100S is and where your 50S is. If they're far away, if they're really far away from you, keep the trade open, right? Because that means that your ceiling is, you're far away from the ceiling. Like, for example, if you catch a long and you're in the green area, meaning the green 50X, 25X, 100X, the long liquidity zone, which is, this is your long liquidity zone, right? 150 and 25. Let me see, show you guys a visual of how that looks. Look, right? Look at that. Pretty evident that if you're in the green zone, you're going to keep bouncing, right? And then if you go into the red zone, which is over here, 50 to 100 to 50, you're gonna keep shorting. I mean, come on, look at it. It's beautiful. It's so simple. Just short the 50s and the 100s, long the 100s and the 50s, right? But that's not what we're talking about right now. Talk about the TMA bands. All right. So if you do happen to catch this long over here, you hold it, get into position over here, take 50% or 60% off here, target the rest over here. But if you have your liquidity bands on, you know that you're gonna go higher. You target higher. Now let's go on the flip side. You got a short over here, right? You have a short signal. Boom. Target 50. Oh, you saw that? Saw that bounce? Target 50% over here. Now let's see what happens. Now you're targeting that area. We could potentially bounce there, but ideally you take 50% off here. The rest you want to hold for down here. You have confluence, right? You have 100 out, which is the 100x longs, plus you have your green band, right? Throw a fib on this. 0.618. Boom. Nice hammer over here. Nice short signal, nice hammer. Look how well it respects the equilibrium, guys. I'm glad that I'm doing this live right now so you guys can see it. So the setup for this will be this. Short signal, confluence with your Fibonacci level, target your equilibrium, stop loss above the wick, a beautiful 4R. Ooh, this thing might break. Baby, break. I don't know what's going to do, nor do I care because that's what I'll do. Right there. I mean, come on. How much simpler could this get? You're given everything in front of you when it comes to the signals. I'm not telling you to take any signals that are in the middle. Ignore this. This is all chop. Ignore this. You get a long signal somewhere over here. Ignore it. You get a buy signal or a short signal over here. Ignore it. I don't care if it pumps or if it doesn't pump. Ignore it. Now, isn't this beautiful that we're watching this live right now? So you get to see exactly what we're gonna tap. So I would have been 50% out already. I honestly would have been 70% out. I do 70-30. That's my ratio, 70-30, because I go a little heavier than what I should. My risk management is a little, let's just say it's a little shit. And whatnot. 30-minute. Yeah, this looks beautiful down here for a nice little target, a nice little tap. So that's how I would use that's how I would scalp with the TMA bands. I don't want to kill the whole video showing you guys how this price action unfolds, but you get the idea, right? Even if you go into the past, you could back test this, right? Buy green, sell red, sell red, sell red, buy green. Don't buy green blind, right? Just because you have a buy signal there, look at your oscillators. Yeah, you're not gonna buy this. Look where the buy signal came. The buy signal came at that area. Where are we? We're nowhere near. It's too much of a gap. Do not touch this. Look at this. No, you wait until you get somewhere down here before you start punting buys. And truth be told, this is a perfect buy signal because it's the retest. You always want to see a retest with the MSTX. Always want to see a retest, meaning that you're going to break above, curl down, then you buy this. You want to see the curl down, man. You never usually just go up and cross and go straight up. You never see that. Usually break above, cross, and then you curl, you retest, and that's your long signal, dude. You know, come on. Trust me, we're gonna make money. Just be patient. Look at that beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Can't ask for a better. Look at that. Come to daddy. Nice, I'm making money right now. That's good. Sorry, guys. I'm excited because I went pretty heavy in the short. Come on. Touch it. Come on. Tap it. Let's go. Oh. There we go. There we go. Let's get rid of this baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. It touched the 100x longs. So now there you go. I mean, I can't make this up. Guys, the video is right here. It's right here. So ideally you take additional portion of your position out over here. You want to leave another 10-15% for a swing trade. That's fine. Personally, what I'm doing, I'm swinging the top shorts. I'm scalping the middles because I'm still expecting a sub 10.6 crash no matter what happens. I'm still expecting 11,000, but I'm also expecting sub 10.6. Anyway, see how perfect it bounced off the TMA? Right? Short signal, boom, bounced. There you go. There you go. Don't flip long here. Don't just say, hey, I'm going to flip long now because we got to bounce. No, don't. Let the momentum clear itself out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful retest. Ooh, ooh. Beautiful retest over here, which is this little wick that stopped everybody out. Nice rejection. This has the potential to come back down here. And this has the potential to, this fib level might bounce us. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so you get an idea of how I scalped, right? Sorry that I wasted 15 minutes of your time showing you guys this move. But now, higher time frame. Let's get rid of the liquidations. You never want to short higher time frame. You never want to short unless you are as close as you possibly can to the red. And you never want to long unless you're as close as you possibly can to the green on the higher time frame if you're swing trading, right? So like if you look at the daily, right? The higher you go, the more it respects the lines. Like the daily has still been stuck under this equilibrium, right? But it went up, rejected, came down for a retest. So hypothetically speaking, overall, we are still in a bullish perspective, right? Right? You know? So I'm still anticipating that we're going to go at least up to here. Right here. Sorry, guys. My allergies are killing me, man. At least up to here, guys. You know, these wicks over here, this isn't bearish, guys. This is not bearish. This is not bearish. Higher low, too. Higher low also. Coming from a rejection of the equilibrium. Next attempt to this, we're going to break it. Whether we come down here first or not, right? Sorry, guys. I know I'm talking crazy right now, but you have to believe me, man. Whether we do this and then go up, or whether we go all the way down, fake out, go back up. Sorry, not down there. All the way down, fake out, up, and then go up, right? So that we hit the bottom of this. Either way, I'm anticipating another poke up, unfortunately, for the bears. So, TMA bands. Red, ceiling, green, floor. Middle, equilibrium. You want to usually, if you consolidate for a long period of time at the equilibrium, more likely than not, you're going up. You're not going down. Just letting you know, you're not going down. Second attempt at the equilibrium after you made a higher low, right? Low, up, rejection, higher low. Second attempt, we should break this once we attempt it. We haven't attempted it yet. We haven't hit it. This is not an attempt, right? So that's the higher time frame. 12-hour, you saw we're still on top of it, we're consolidating. To me, that's pretty good. Hopefully that's not distribution. 4-hour, I showed you guys how I would play the 4-hour. Let's go in the past and see what we did in the past. Oh, another thing I want to tell you guys. When you see that price goes outside the TMA bands like this, do not take the signals. The signals were made specifically for when we are back into the bands and ranging. Right? Any signals, once you break out of the band, you are extremely, extremely bullish or bearish. That means momentum is strong for that specific direction. Whether we dump and we're bearish or whether we pump and we're bullish. Wait until we get back into the bands. Like what we dumped, right? I would have never caught this. I did catch this, but I would have never. I caught this based off technical analysis, not based off signals, right? So I would have never caught this. I would have never taken it if I didn't have confidence with a fib level or with a high time frame resistance. I did not take this short because of a signal. It's just stupid, right? So I waited until I got back into the band, and then I started looking for shorts from here, basically. All right, so now let's see. Let's start consolidating to see where the short signals are going to come. Open up your oscillators. All right, so we got a short signal here. We're exhausted, which looks pretty freaking good. But we haven't crossed yet. So we crossed over here, right? We crossed on top here. We dumped a little bit, but where's the main short, right? We want to see the retest. We got a retest over here, which is here, small short, right? Then we got another retest with exhaustion. You see that little, I don't know what you want to call that color, maroon, red, dark red, that little exhaustion. Exhaustion under the signal line is a stamp. That's your big dump. Right? Exhaustion under the signal line is your stamp. That's your big dump. Exhaustion above the signal line, that's your big pump. And then again over here. Come on, man. I can't make this up. Look. And then again over here. 4 hours is the best, man. You can make so much money off the 4 hour. Just wait until we get back into a range. And then just take the signals with the confluence of the MST. Again, don't forget, MSTX helps you enter. RSTX helps you stamp. The minute you stamp, the minute you cross, more likely than not, you're going straight down. You're not going to do a fake out, right? The minute you cross, you're going straight down, but you need to be under. Like this, and this is different than, hold on, let me show this one more time. This behavior with this is different than this behavior with this. Does that make sense? You are completely exhausted here because you are under the signal line. When you get an RSX cross under the signal line with a goddamn freaking sell signal, sell your house, sell your father, your mother, your daughter, your kid. I'm just joking, but you know what I'm trying to say, man. Like the probability of it panning out is pretty high, man. So this is like my perfect setup. Usually I wait for this to go really heavy. I'm talking about I go heavier than what I should. Right, with proper risk management, I guess you could do what you want to do, even though my risk management sucks. So this is the perfect setup. You copy paste this visual, and if you see this on any asset, you take it. You take it, and you take it with confidence, man. You take this with confidence. You look at the confidence that you have with this. You have an RSX cross, an over under with the algo fire, a sell signal, and you are on top of the red zone, right? I don't know what the liquidity was back then, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? But let's see where we were back then. What was the liquidity back here? If we're at the 25x, it's a no-brainer. Oh my god, yeah. What did I tell you about the liquidity? Those of you who saw the video, once you hit the 25x, yeah, you're already gone. You're not gonna, you don't come back from that. Let me see where you were over here. Hold on. 25x again? Yeah. I mean, dude, come on. When you hit the 25x, there's a big probability that there's a shift in trend, period. So, guys, that's how I use the TMA bands. They're beautiful. It's the best visual that I have other than the liquidity indicator. You want to short the reds. You want to long the greens. Just play the range. Do not take any signals that are outside the bands. They're too risky, man. Wait until you have an over-under. Wait until you have an over-under. And, I mean, that's pretty much... You know what I want to do, actually? I'm going to show you something. I even haven't done this for myself. I want to do Bitstamp because... Let me get rid of all this. Let me get rid of this. Bitstamp. It was a 5-day. I'll pay the 5-day a lot, by the way, guys. And the 3-day. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. So, coming from the bear market down, we stayed under the equilibrium the whole time. You see this? We were in the bear market. We finally broke above it. We never retested it, though, at all. We broke back under it over here. We retested it over here, and then we died. Went up for a fake out, which is this is your head, by the way. And then we went down for the COVID, which was a fake bottom. I still think we're gonna go higher. I mean lower. I don't think that, but I hope so because I want to buy more. Actually, I do think we are. I'm not gonna lie to you. And yeah, we're staying above the 3-day equilibrium. Look at this, man. This has not been touched yet. We have to tap this at least one time before. Put it this way: before we have a bull run, I do anticipate that we're gonna go somewhere to contest this structure down here. I'll say it live. I don't care. That's what I'm betting on. That even if we go to 14,000s, you see how we go take out this wick up here, right? Assume we go somewhere up here in this wick area, which is fair to say that you don't have to be crazy bullish to be up here. I mean, there's tons of liquidity up here that needs to be taken. So whether we go down and then up and then down, or whether we go up and then down, I do think that overall we are coming to freaking to test this cluster down here, whether it's 7,000 or 6,000. I'm coming down here, right? So TMA bands are beautiful. It gives you a visual of where we are. Let's see what the bull run in the past. Ooh, terrible. Look at this, disgusting. Can't even see it. 5-day. Terrible. Daily. Nice rejection. I mean, for the most part, it respects the lines pretty well, dude. It respects them very well, you know. On a higher time frame. You know. So, I mean, that's that, man. If you have any other questions, guys, feel free to message me, DM me. So, again, based on my favorite time frames, just so you know, scalp the 15-minute with the 30-minute and the 45 confluence, right? You just saw it live how I would play that. 1 hour and 4 hour in sync are beautiful together. You're gonna probably get at least a $500 move, which is awesome, right? You can make a significant amount of money if you have high leverage. You want to wait for the beautiful setups that are over unders, which is sell signal. Like, you can't beat this. You have this signal. See, John is working on a way to get multiple to get an alert when multiple things line up. It's very hard because TV is limiting us, but we're trying to get basically if X criteria is met through multiple indicators to give us a guaranteed stamp that this is going to be a 5R, 4R, 10R. It's very hard what he's trying to do, but he's working on it, man. Hopefully, hopefully comes through in a couple of months. It's tough. He's been banging on development left and right. So perfect signal, top signal, boom. And then that's your massive dump. I don't know what the percentage is, but it should be at least minimum 3%, right? I don't know what that is. Ooh, 9%. Even if you do the equilibrium, it's 5%. Beautiful. So that's how you play. You buy in the green, sell half or 70% at the equilibrium, keep the rest for the red, and flip the reverse. If you're scalping, you're going to get obviously a smaller RR because the distance between the red and the yellow is smaller. So if you short up here, you want to do 50% off here, take the rest over down here. Right now, what you should do is, if you're watching the 15-minute, right, with the TMA bands, just watch for the curls. Watch for the curls, right? Watch for the curls, but you don't have to be alarmed unless you get back above the 15-minute equilibrium, right? So you can go retest this line as long as you don't close a candle above this. Chances are we're probably gonna go a little lower, right? So then you start looking at the 5-minute and the 10-minute. Don't take the 5-minute signals, man. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but I don't take them. Look at the 5-minute and the 10-minute and tell yourself, oh shit, is my 10-minute painting a buy? Doesn't mean I'm gonna go in. It just means my 10-minute is starting to possibly have bullish momentum, right? So the minute this thing curls and this thing goes up, watch, let me show this one more time. This is gonna go like this. This is gonna come down, and the minute this thing crosses up, that's how you know not that the 15-minute might turn bullish. Then you're going to be in trouble. But as of right now, you got a lot of distance, man. You have a lot of distance to go down. This thing is still pointing south. It's not going to curl anytime. So if you see this behavior in your 15-minute, start being cautious with your shorts. This behavior in the 15-minute, start being cautious with your shorts, right? Beautiful. Just I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but I'll say this 100 times until you guys all make money. I want all you guys to make money, right? So I play Dota, by the way, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, man. That's just the way it is. DM me if you have any questions. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry that I went on a rampage. I want you guys to understand how I trade, how I use these indicators. They're very helpful. Visual, ceiling is red, floor is green. Don't take any in the middle. That's the equilibrium. You want to take 50% or 70% off at the equilibrium. Keep the rest for the bottom. That's pretty much it. Very simple strategy. And do not take signals if we are outside the bands, man. Like if we break outside the band, we're bullish. Don't touch this. Look how many times we went up and over under it. Do not touch this until we get back into the band. Relax. It might take 4 days, 5 days, but let BTC do its thing and let it start ranging again. When it starts ranging, start hitting the signals. Take a break. Go out. Go to the park. Take a hike. Go drinking. Go hang out with a chick. Whatever you want to do. Just don't take any signals when the price is outside the bands. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Ciao.